we just completed a short 3-week intensive called the Quantum Clown Residency here in Australia. And there were 21 participants altogether, several of whom are clown teachers and have 20 or so years experience clowning and teaching clown. So the question is, I mentioned several times that it's not what you think it is. Clowning is not what you think it is. Specifically, what I'm talking about is that it's actually like a path or a way. And I don't want to say that it's a spiritual path, because that's actually something quite different. And one has to be very leery and careful and cautious about combining the performing arts with actual spiritual practice. It's not that they can't be synonymous, but they are also distinct. So for me, the actual practice of clowning, though, does touch on a holistic understanding of what I call the mechanics of the anatomy and the mechanics of one's authentic creativity. So my particular focus is to stay anatomical and scientific as much as I can. I also sometimes call it mathematical, so that a person has very specific tasks that they can accomplish in a short period, say of 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And then they can clearly reflect on how they worked themselves accomplishing that task. And so when they reflect themselves, and I assist that process, so we do it also often sitting in a group and just giving feedback. The reflection is like a spiritual practice, in that you as the actor, or me as the actor and clown, is trying to clarify my process and trying to understand any misunderstanding I may have, or any misrepresentation I'm giving or forcing on or imposing on myself in relation to clown. Clown is such a beautiful field because it is so broad, and it can encompass any interpretation. And so I guess that is what I find important, that the person, the learner, has a task within their own grasp, not just something that I've presented, but they can grasp it in their own rhythm and way in a short space of time, a few minutes, and then be able to reflect on it in their own way, their own voice, and their own interpretation. And I assist that, but I'm not dictating that. Clowning can be red nose and white face, and that has its own beauty. I've done that myself, and I would do it again. It's one of maybe 100 guises that I've taken on in the world of clowning. So personally, I've worked in over 100 live theater productions. That's a lot, by the way. And many of those had been clown, or had a clown thread or theme in them. I've also worked with over 100 directors as an actor, and also as an assistant to a number of directors. And that's a significant experience to bring into a workshop to share with people. And I've also directed a lot of works myself. So out of the 100 that I did, many of those I directed. The 100 directors also included making over 30 what we call physical theater, physical acting, and clowning commercials. And some of those directors, even though I might have only worked with them 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, were very significant artists and directors in their own right, and I learned from each of them. I mentioned one commercial that I did, and I was the only actor in it, and I was doing a kind of a slapstick bit. And this man owned his commercial company for ads, commercial TV ads. He built the set, he directed me, he ran the camera, and he was doing the editing. And in fact, the day we shot this commercial, we were the only 2 people in the whole building. So when I came and knocked on the door, he's the one who came and unlocked the door and greeted me. And as we began the actual process, I would do something and he would correct what he wanted, and I would say, "Oh, sorry, I see." He said, "No, no, you don't have to apologize." He said, um, "I have this belief, Ira, that the actor never makes a mistake. It's always my mistake, and I'm trying to find the right words to tell you to get you to do what I want." And so I've used that also as a director myself to accept what the actor is doing and try to find the right words to assist our collaboration in the process. So Casper's asking about if we can become our own teachers, and indeed I'm trying to assist people to become their own teacher. And that is a long process, and it's a deep process, but you can start right away. And it's doing that in small 1 minute or one focus, one action, and reflecting on that. And then at the same time, you have an experienced teacher, such as myself, for example, that you can go to and get further assistance or guidance or congratulations from. So I'm very insistent that the clown or the actor or the learner becomes autonomous to their own process. I'm only assisting that autonomy. And I try to do that also in a very professional way. So I'm also a very strict teacher in some ways. And the strictness is in insisting on the actual focus of an exercise. Once the focus is accomplished, even from the beginning, then the actor is free to do it any way that they wish. So it's a bit of a yin-yang process with me all the time. And I make the joke that if you do what I want you to do, you can do what you want to do, but I come first. And that's simply to have a clarity of focus and purpose. And we've seen in the workshop that over and over again that the actors can actually take the ball and run with it in my work. Have breakthroughs. We see that every day. It's quite interesting.